first things first, always before any workout that you do, whether it be legs, upper body, is the warm-up. You know, you need to prepare your body for exercise. You need to get the blood moving, heart rate increased, raise the body temperature, lubricates the joints. So yeah, dynamic stretching, which means movement. You know, you don't want to do any static stretching really before your workout, because that can send signals to the muscles telling them to relax. And just before the workout, we don't want them to relax. We want them to know that they're about to be used. Get your heart rate up, get a little bit out of breath. So typically I try and do 5 minutes of moderate intensity exercise that is usually geared towards the lower body. So on a leg day, I will do 5 minutes on the cross trainer or 5 minutes on the stepper, as I do here. And yeah, try not to hold on, try not to use my arms, because I really want my legs to warm up, and I want them to get a bit uncomfortable, because the next exercise that I'm going to is the squat, and I will do some warm-up sets there. But you know, there's a lot of muscles and there's a lot of kind of coordination that is involved in the squat. So I kind of use the warm-up as a warm-up, like a proper warm-up. Like I'm using this to kind of get my mind right, get my body right. I really don't want any injuries. I have had injuries before from not doing warm-ups, and you know, it's just for that extra 5 minutes, it's always going to be worth it. You know, once you start leg day, you don't look back, you just keep it moving, don't slow down, because it is very taxing on the body, especially if you do it as hard as I do. After the warm-up's done, then we move straight onto the barbell squat. So you know, it's such a great exercise. Like if you're not squatting at the moment, you really need to start working on your squat, because there is no other exercise, in my opinion, that will increase your strength and your aesthetics. You know, you will build muscles from doing squats, guaranteed. Since I have, over the last few years, the rate of strength increase throughout my whole body has been remarkable. Now there's some debate whether it does actually encourage more testosterone to be released into your body, but me personally, I will always squat, because it's just such a great feeling for me. Anyway, yeah, so there's 2 variations of the squat, the high bar and the low bar squat. The high bar, as I'm doing here, you have the bar running directly across the traps, and it allows you to have quite a vertical stance. Whereas the low bar squat, the bar sits, I would say, 1 inch to 2 inches below, so kind of more resting on the rear delts, the back of the shoulders. And the stance, the starting stance, it's more leaning forward. There's no kind of right or wrong way to squat. It's kind of what fits you better in your body mechanics. I've always felt more comfortable with the high bar squat. It allows me to get a bit deeper. When I do the low bar, leaning forward, it just feels a bit wrong to me. So, but again, you know, there's nothing wrong with either one. It's more about what feels more comfortable for you. Try both and kind of see what works for you. When I go under the bar, it's not like, oh, just go under the bar and just wrap the bar on your back and do a squat. I go under, I squeeze the bar, pull it into my traps. I'm making it solid. I'm creating a bracket with my arms and my elbows here, so the bar's not moving. I step under, I'm not breathing deeply at this point. I'm kind of keeping everything nice and tight. I push the bar up. Right, I take 2 steps back. I don't want to be too far from the rack. Then I adjust my feet. Take a few seconds just to feel the weight. Let your legs know, right, yeah, this is the weight that I'm going to be dealing with. So now your feet want to be at kind of in line with your shoulders, so about a shoulder width apart, toes slightly pointed out. Now as I go down through the motion, I'm trying to literally just sit down where I am. So, you know, I want the bar to go straight down. Again, you want your feet to, or your knees to ideally be going straight down and tracking in line with your toes. You don't want them to be kind of shooting out to the sides or shooting inwards. Keep us as close and in line with your feet as possible. I'm visualizing my quads, my glutes, my hamstrings. I'm picturing them in my mind. This builds a strong, what we call mind-muscle connection. All the moves that are made from your body are controlled by the brain. Whether it be a blink, whether it be picking your nose, whatever you want to do, it's all controlled with your mind. So the squat is no different. And I'm trying to maximize the amount of tension that my muscles are taking. And by focusing and thinking about that muscle, it's proven that you can engage more muscle fibers in that area. And for me, it provides some kind of a type of security. I'm going through the motions of the exercise, I'm thinking about the muscles, and I know what's happening in there. You know, at the moment I'm sitting on average at around 80 kilograms, 180 pounds. So I'm not extremely heavy at the moment. I'm trying to stay a little bit lean because I'm going away for more beach life soon. So until September, I'm really trying to maintain a bit of strength. So what I do during this workout is that my squats, which is a big compound move, I go for more what you'd call strength reps. So after my 2 what I would call warm-up sets, so I do a warm-up set of the bar, then I do a warm-up set of 60 kg. Then I did a set of body weight, so that's 80 kg, so that's 30 kg on each side side. This wasn't a working set for me as such. Then I moved to my, what I would call my working set. So then I'm going for sets of 6. So I think I do 3 sets of 6 of 100 kg, 110 kg and 120 kg. So again, these are not super heavy weights, but for me they are very taxing. So I hit my 3 sets here. I'll go into squat shoes and such on another vlog, because they're also a big part of squatting. Here you can see that I've got my squat shoes on, and these allow me to get a lot more depth than if I wasn't wearing these squat shoes. And they also allow me to focus on pushing through my heels, which is a big part of the stability of the squat. You really want to think about pushing through your heels, not on your toes. And that's the problem with normal trainers, is that they encourage you to push through the whole of your foot and the toe, whereas with squat shoes you've got a heel, there's not much padding in there, and they do kind of force you to push through the heels, which makes you much more stable. If you've never squatted with squat shoes before, I promise you, you put them on, you squat once, you'll do 1 squat and you'll know straight away what I'm talking about. Also here you can see that I've got this board on the floor. The gym that I go to at the moment, the floor is like a bit spongy and it feels like it moves a bit, so they have these boards there at the side, and I just whack those down because that just makes sure that I'm nice and firm, because that's the main part of the squat for me, is the foundation. When you're under that bar, you know, and you've got 1.5 times your body weight, you first take it off, you think, shit, like this could crush me. You wait a few seconds, your body kind of calibrates and says, all right, this is what I'm doing, but you want what you're standing on to feel firm, solid, so that when you go down there, you know that you can just go bang, and you can just push up and grind through the reps. I'm trying to get as low here as possible. My experience is the lower you get, the more muscles you engage and the more growth you get. Ever since I've been squatting more to depth, I've noticed an acceleration in the rate of my leg growth. If you can't get to parallel, squat down nice and controlled, and at the bottom of the move, stop by holding that 2 to 3 second pause at the bottom. Not with a huge weight, it actually increased my range of motion, because the weight sitting on top of me, even though my muscles were engaged, it was stretching them. But anyway, been a pleasure. I hope you're all well. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog, and I will be back with you with some new content very soon. Peace.